welcome back to the BoshNRoll channel. Today I'm playing Pauper at the request of Patreon subscriber A Pile of Shirts, and this is Mardu Black Mage's Rod. Black Mage Rod from Final Fantasy. It's a 2-mana equipment. It has Job Select, which means when it enters you get a 1/1 colorless hero, and then attach this to it. The equipped creature gets +1/+0, and whenever you cast a non-creature spell, deals 1 damage to each opponent. And it's a wizard. So at the end of the day here, we get a 2-mana 2/1 that also pings your opponent every time you cast a spell. That should be pretty familiar from the Pauper burn decks that exist, the Thermo Alchemist, the Firebrand Archer, I think that's what that card is called. There's a bunch of things that deal 1 extra damage whenever you cast a spell. And that's a way for spell-based burn decks in this format to get a little extra reach. This does have some spell-based burn. We've got Galvanic Blast and Lightning Bolt. But then it's also a Core Skyfisher deck. This is the engine where you pick up and put down your permanents for profit. Navigator's Compass gains life. Experimental Synthesizer draws a card on the way in and on the way out. Lembus draws a card on the way in. Refurbished Familiar discards your opponent on the way in or draws a card if they're hellbent. We're doing that, but you could also pick up and put down Black Mage's Rod to reset the hero or add more heroes. It's the rod itself that is doing the 1 damage. It's not like if you make 3 heroes, you're now dealing 3 per spell. That is a property of the equipment, not of the heroes. But leaving 1/1s behind while you continue to build out the board is also pretty sweet. And we're in an artifact land shell, which means we get the Cleansing Wildfire engine, and my favorite card in Pauper, Makeshift Munitions. I'm normally on the other side of this one. It's a 1-of here. In those long games, you just draw this and you have 6 or 7 lands in play and your opponent usually dies. And that's the deck. The Core Skyfisher Glint Hawk thing, extremely well established in Pauper, has been for years. Black Mage's Rod, kind of new. It came out last year. In the scheme of an Eternal format, it's new. But it does put an aggressive slant on what's normally kind of a burn control deck. And we're still kind of a control burn deck, but we're more of a burn control deck now if we flip it to go the other direction. Whatever. We don't need to put labels on it. Black Mage's Rod. Let's get in. I'm on the play in round 1. I am going to keep my hand. I can get access to Mountain here, and then a number of rods to deploy. Uh-oh, an actual red deck. I grab a Mountain. We'll see how this lines up now. Oh, great sort of tier. Would I rather have a 2/2 in front of this Epicure? I think I kind of would. Oh, wait, no, this, hold on. This doesn't generate a thing itself. I'm thinking of a different card. When a creature attacks, put a +1 counter on it and tap with 1 target creature depending player controls. Okay, yeah, this doesn't help me to be in play. I take it all back. Yeah, I thought this was a different card. I thought this was there is an equipment that makes a 1/1 and automatically equips to it, but that's not what this card is. Okay, I could block here because I have Skyfisher. Yeah, I'm actually going to do that because the body is not the important part. Ooh, dang. That card's exciting. I can run it, see what happens. Hey, sometimes you just get it all. And I'm going to pick up the Rod because I can't use the Synth card anyway. This might end up getting Lava Darted or something. I don't care. I am the control deck. Yeah, Lava Dart. That's fine. Lava Dart's just good against my deck because it's full of X1s. Faithless Looting gets the Snacker back. The best red card in Modern Horizons 3. Sneaky Snacker. Okay, Galv Blast. I think I want to start pushing back here. Like this rod will trigger the first rod, and now I'm bi-rodding it. Am I right, ladies? Like I could win a damage race here. I'm gonna take the 3, and I have to take 2, but the other one was optional. But I think having 2 2/1s that also deal a shitload of damage is pretty serious here. Blood Token dumping Fiery Temper. Going face with that. Opponent's also committed to the damage race. And Lava Dart, one of my heroes, and then Lightning Bolt my face. So they are kind of splitting the difference here. Hedging their bets, as they say. Okay, I think Synth is a better pickup here than Black Mage's Rod, but I'm pretty excited to see Glint Hawk. Another Glint Hawk. Okay, I do have a white. I'll get that out there. Pick up the original, or the the turned off Rod. I have this Galv Blast now. Alright, we're doing damage. Galv Blast is online. Opponent's got 2 cards in hand with me at 7 life. This could disappear quickly. But I can't take any more damage from creatures, that's for sure. Block all day. I'm still hoping this Galvanic Blast can go face and flip the race for me. They could flashback Faithless Looting and get that Snacker back if their hand's no good. Grab the prize, discarding a looting. That does it too. Blood token, discarding another looting. Alright, I'm going to Galvanic Blast for 6 in the end step. Opponent's at 10. Ooh, refurb. Okay, I can put my opponent to 8, and then to 6, and then attack for 3, 4, 5. Am I really one short? I mean, Synthesizer could change that. Ooh, Fire Blasting Black Mage's Rod in response. Emergency meeting. Okay, I like that. Poor Skyfisher, what's up? That resets the Rod. I'm gonna refurb first, I think. Whatever's in that hand, let's take one of them. Grab the prize. Skyfisher. Do I still have my land drop? Hold on. I might be able to do better this turn. Yeah, I have not played a land, which means I could pick up a land and play Greatsword. That mostly doesn't matter. I could pick up Synth, and if I hit a land, that's pretty dope. I think I'll just pick up the Rod. I'll continue being normal. And I'll attack for 4. I expect to trade here, but I now have such a stable board presence that I don't mind losing my pings. Epicure. Alright, I'm at 4. I'm in Fire Blast range, but they had to use it on some dumb shit. Okay, another familiar. I could get my opponent Hellbent here. Can I win? I should check for lethal first. Yes, I can win. Hold on, not necessarily. Put a +1 counter on it and tap. Okay, no, this does it all. Alright, yes. So, Rod. I don't even need to play the Rod. I'm actually just good to go without it, but I'll take the extra damage. Greatsword, you go to 5. Put the Greatsword on the Glint Hawk and attack with everybody. Tap your Sneaky Snacker. Burn deck supremacy. We did it. We're the better burn deck. Okay, some friction reading the cards and what they actually do in my deck, but turned out it was fine. Mukatai Ambusher. Lifelink, that's important. Tithing Blade, mediocre. Electrickery could kill many of the things in their deck, clear out a bunch of snackers. Cast in the Fire does the same. Oh, this doesn't exile. Alright. It exiles artifacts. It doesn't exile creatures that it kills. Whenever a creature enchanted player controls enters, that player loses 1, you gain 1. This could be worth a couple points, but I don't know that it's better than cards I'm actually playing. Nile Spellbomb's got a little bit of action. Okay, definitely Ambusher. Probably 1 Spellbomb, maybe a 2nd Spellbomb and Electrickery. Opponent sacrifices a creature for 3 mana. That's a pretty bad rate in this matchup. I like the removal. I love the Navigator's Compass, the Lembas. I have a lot of passive life gain, actually. I don't think I want Makeshift Munitions here. I shouldn't need it. Greatsword of Tyr had a moment where it pushed through, but it didn't help me stabilize. It doesn't help me block or really do anything. Cleansing Wildfire. That's this and this in. I could shave a Wildfire, because on the draw, spending my second turn doing this instead of anything else could stink. That gets me Electrickery and another Spellbomb. Alright, I'll try this. I could see arguments for having all the Spellbombs in. I could see wanting the Tithing Blade and the Trespasser's Curse. I'm just trying to keep it light, because I feel like we should be okay here. I'll lead on Spellbomb. That gives me something to pick up with Glinthawk next turn, and it makes, if they were trying to grab the prize and shove a Snacker into play right now, it makes that a lot worse. Faithless Looting. Fiery Temper, Highway Robbery, sure. You got me. Okay, kind of an awkward spot I'm in here, because I don't actually want to play any of the cards that I have. I could Skyfisher and pick the Great Furnace right back up. Not pretty. It just did this work to deny Sneaky Snacker, but maybe I don't care. Alright, yeah, I'm going to fish up the Spellbomb. Because if I have a 2-3 in play, Sneaky Snacker's less scary. I bought myself a turn around that card. Better snipe. Alright, that one's going to die. Yeah, gotta take that out. Missing land drops, never happy about it, but I'm not taking damage either. Yep, exiling my land. I figured their hand, because they've come out so slowly, I figured there was some amount of that sort of thing going on over there. Galv Blast. Alright, Glint Hawk. Pick up the Spell Bomb again. Chip Shots. Flashback Faithless Looting. That's kind of poor. That's like not a great way to spend turn 5 as a burn deck. What's up, Basic Mountain? Attack for 4. There's some vacuuming going on in my hallway. Sorry if there's loud noises. Spell Bomb's back. Galvanic Blast is up. Flashback Looting again. Wow. Opponent's hand must be really bad, or it's becoming very good. Those are the possibilities. Fiery Temper. I assume this is going to kill Skyfisher. Yeah. Like going face when I'm at 17 still. Pretty messy. I don't want to interact with that guy if I don't have to. I'm going to go for Synth. Really trying to hit a land drop. Wow, fully paid. Fully paid. And I'm going to go Lembas here. Crossveil Bridge. Keep it on top. Let's go. Alright, just leave up a blocker. I am tapped out right now, but I do have the Graveyard Hate online. And next turn should be pretty good. Highway Robbery, discard a card or sack a land. Yeah, sacking a land makes sense. You don't need 5 of them to play this deck. The Lightning Bolt, oh no. Another Highway Robbery. Losing another land. And still have a land drop to make. Yeah, there's some flooding over there, or they have a bunch of reactive cards. Or I'm going to die all at once next turn. All of these are possible. Alright, Glint Hawk, get in, pick up the Synth, see what happens. Okay. Hit a Black Source. That'll be helpful next turn. If it's still around. Hard to know. Skyfisher, pick up the Lembas. Okay, I'm back on board. 15 life. 5 cards in their hand. 4 lands is enough to Fire Blast twice. Grab the prize, dumping a Snacker. Yeah, I'll be spellbombing here. Can't pay the black. That's probably why they did it now. Figured might as well do it while I don't draw a card. That took a Snacker and what, 3 Faithless Lootings out of the deck? Flame Breather. Yeah, that's one of these Black Mage Rod creatures that I was talking about in the deck tech. Okay, I drew a Lightning Bolt. That makes things easier. Rustveil Bridge, that's 2 artifacts. Lembas is 3 artifacts. Navigator's Compass, hell yes. Refurbished Familiar. They do have a mana up, which means they could discard a Fiery Temper here and get some action. It's just a Snacker. Okay. I'm going to bolt this Flame Breather before it deals any damage to me. Fire Blast. Flame Breather did find 1 damage to deal to me on the way out. And I'll attack with Glint Hawk. I have 2 blockers here. They have 1 card in hand. Blood discarding a Mountain. Yeah, I think my opponent's hand is just bad. There was a period there where I thought maybe they were just sculpting an insane turn where they deal 15 to me all at once, but I actually think their hand just sucks. And opponent agrees. Cool. Yeah, we both have the kind of ping you and burn spell thing, but I have all this other dimension in my deck as well, and a ton of passive life gain. On to the next round. The BoshNRoll channel is brought to you by Tales of Adventure. TOAMagic.com has almost 100,000 unique cards in stock. They offer free track shipping on every order, plus next day or 2-day options when you have an event coming up fast. They offer on-site pickup at major Magic events throughout the US, so you're never scrambling before your tournament. Stop by their booth to buy, sell, or trade at upcoming regional championships, Magic Con, Spotlight Series, and more. I love their selection of individually scanned high-end cards that show you exactly what you're buying. And the best part is saving 5% on every order with promo code BOSH. From Ancestral Recall to Zombie Master, get what you need quickly and in one place at TOAMagic.com. Eternal lives here. I'm on the play in round 2. I'm missing white, but I do have the ability to play for a while on Rakdos. Another mountain. Are there no original thoughts anymore? Ooh, that could be a land. I think playing it next turn, after developing the Rod, gives me more runway to hit spells I could actually cast. The Rod's in there. Faithless Looting. Discarded a Temper and a Snacker. Wow. All right, so I've already drawn 2 cards, missed their land drop, couldn't play the Temper. Oh, this is interesting. I am gonna do the ramp thing. I think this is the safer play, especially when my opponent is missing action over there. And if I had drawn a land, I still could have played it there. All right, opponent is floundering. That bought me a development turn. That does mean their hand is all spells, though. Wow, they have to lightning bolt my Rod. I'll take that. I think I want to Skyfish and just reset the rod. I don't really need more cards right now. That felt like one of those memes of what would you tweet if you were kidnapped, but the kidnappers were watching you post. Yeah, I don't need to draw more cards. I'm good. I have enough cards in my hand. The police. Ooh, all right. We've got a Fiery Temper discarded a hand size. Which of these are you more worried about? The Skyfisher. Okay. The Compass. Hello. Do I have lethal? I'll check for that first. This is 4, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I can deal 13 this turn. Pretty good, but not enough. I'll play the Synth. Cleansing Wildfire. Nice. I'll play that as well. And that's not mana that casts that spell. And it makes no sense to tap the way I did anyway, because this is a dual land. A ramp again. I'll get another Plains, though it doesn't matter. I'm about to play Navigator's Compass. Compass. Nice. I'm at 23 on turn 5 against Burn. All right, Faithless Looting. This is going to trigger Snacker. It's a bunch more looks at the next land drop. I still think I'm so far ahead that it would be hard to lose, but if they unlock some action here, we might still have a game. Discarded another Snacker. Did find the land. Good news is there's no universe where they can afford to flashback a Lava Dart. Oh, okay. You're just dead. Literally 12 damage, even ignoring every other card in my hand. Even ignoring the hero trigger. A Galv Blast just out here in these streets. Bullet you. Galv Blast you. And I think it's funny to win casting Makeshift Munitions. Deal 1 to you. Haha, Makeshift Munitions wins again. Okay, we take those freebies. And I've just played this matchup, so my sideboard map should be fresh in my mind. That looks familiar, and I still like it. Let's go. And is pretty nice. I'll keep it. If they've got their Cast Into the Fires and stuff, they can blow up my lands on curve, but I have enough lands that I can absorb at least one of those, and if they're spending 2 mana on that, that's not, like a Kessid Flame Breather or a Faithless Looting into Fiery Temper that's happening. Faithless Looting. Discarding 2 mountains. Okay, it's the opposite of last game. Do I develop Shattered Landscape to play around that? No, I don't think so. Like I said, I'm not that worried about it. And now I'm even less worried about it. Grab the prize, discarding Lava Dart. Okay. That card is famously a different card than Sneaky Snacker, which is what I'm worried about. I could Synth here. If I hit a land, it's just great. If I don't, kind of whatever. This gives me... Yeah, I'm going to go for it. This gives me an extra artifact to do stuff with, like the Glinthawk, the Skyfisher, and the Refurbished Familiar all care about this. All right, that's a burn spell that's going to be unused. Disappointing, but fine. A risk I took. 3 mana pass. Spooky. The funny thing about Refurbished Familiar is I'm not even sure if I want to use it. They could have flashback Looting there and didn't. All right, I think I'm going to go Rod and Familiar. I'll save my good cards. Familiar resolves. Wow. We just discarded a Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt is the worst card in their hand. That's scary. That also means they have no Madness. No graveyard stuff. Faithless Looting. Discarding Kessid Flame Breather and Searing Blaze. My god. Their hand must be full of very good spells. Okay. Glinthawk. Pick up the Synth. A Familiar. Oh, perfect. I'll play that. Discarded a Mountain. And then I'm going to Cleansing Wildfire myself. Get a Hero Ping. I would like another Plains, I think. Is that even true? Yeah. Alright. Makes sense to me. I drew another Wildfire. 2 cards in hand, 1 Lava Dart in the graveyard. Epicure, Deeply Mediocre. Oh, that one's nice. I guess I'm going to attack with everything. And then see how the battlefield looks after that. They could kill this Ambusher. But even if they do, like either way, I gain life here. Yeah, it either hits or they have to spend a burn spell on it. Yeah, they're just scooping to that. Familiar, about to take the last card. Skyfisher, pick up the Rod. I wouldn't mind playing against this deck 5 times this league. Seems like a great matchup. On to the next one.
The NYSE Open is returning on June 6, 2026 to Long Island, New York. This proxy-friendly vintage tournament has the guaranteed prize pool of 8 pieces of Power 9 to be drafted by the top 8 based on final standings. Any additional profits made from the event will be added to the prize pool as on-site vendor credit. This tournament has been great the last 2 years. How often do you get to act sad about winning just a time walk? You know I'll be there. See you at the NYSE Open on June 6 on Long Island, New York. Use my link in the video description or find the New York Stacks Exchange on melee.gg.
I'm on the play in round 2. How many lands do I play? This one is right on the line. 20 lands is actually pretty low for a deck like this. 19 lands in my deck. Yeah, I'm not messing with this. This hand's insane if I draw a second land, but it's pretty bad if I don't. Okay, here we go. Now I can build a plan on purpose. I'm going to bottom one of the Skyfishers, and then turn 2, I'll cleanse for a Plains, and then we're off. The bridge. Show me that faithless looting. Oh, land grant. All right, we're spying. Cool. Okay, now, how good is your hand? Elves of Deep Shadow spent. Ooh, okay, actually, killing this is huge. Elf Blast this. Yeah, they currently have Ceruli that doesn't tap for mana on its own. And now I can Fam plus Wildfire. Discarded Wall of Roots. I'll go get a Plains. And I've drawn another land. I kind of running out of juice here. It really depends on if my opponent can do anything right now. If they just pass the turn, oh, even better. Straight up scooped it. Yeah, the land grant revealing what they needed to do there gave me what I needed to do to push back on it. Okay. Not a Spellbomb coming in. Cornered by Black Mages. I mean, some of their creatures are important, but if they get 3 or 4 in play, this card becomes very bad. Once again, boarding at munitions. Tithing Blade, Electrickery. Electrickery gets basically Quarian Ranger and Elves of Deep Shadow. Yeah, that's not good enough. Tithing Blade, I could see. Great Sword of Tyr. That one's out again. I like the Bolts and the Blasts. I don't really need Navigator's Compass. Passive life gain, or significant life gain, can beat this deck, because Lotleth Giant deals like 30 damage or something, and they have 2 of them. If you can get above 60, that can be a game plan, but I don't think that's actually going to happen. Yeah, I think these cards can go. Encompass is a 1-mana enabler for Hawks and Fishers. I could cut Ambusher instead, but that just hits harder, and I think killing them has to be part of my plan. Okay, let's do it. All right, I can pick off Mana Dorks again. I'll keep a Swamp, a Land Grant, a second Land Grant, Gate Creeper, Battlement. Okay, this game is not going to be about picking off Mana Dorks, or at least not in the same way that the last one was. Bridge gets in, and they can get 4 lands out of their deck this turn. Battlement, holding on to that second Land Grant. Yeah, an untapped artifact land would have been great there. I could Bolt plus Blast this thing, or I could recognize that that's not the game we're playing and just build out Black Mage Rod. I think that's the plan. Okay, Rod. Yeah, because even if I spend 2 cards answering this, they just have another one, and they have Gate Creeper Vine and Land Grant. Mana's not going to be the gate here. I'm going to try to actually stop their deck. They can cast most of their hand this turn. Play Vine first, then Battlement taps for 2. That can play the other Battlement, then you can Land Grant, and you hit the land drop along the way. And then that's representing Hardcast Lotleth Giant next turn. A Vine gets a Swamp. Battlement. Still holding on to that second Land Grant. Okie dokie. How do I maximize this turn? I have to kill a Battlement. That's going to happen. I'll play Familiar for 2, which gives me Metalcraft. Discarded the Lotleth Giant. Yeah, that's where you want it anyway. Blast, a Battlement. This cuts 3. No, it's more than that because they have 3 defenders. 3, 4 mana off. I should have attacked. I was busy counting. Yeah, I hope they stabilize it too and kill me. Okay, Land Grant. If you're 4 land spy, you win right now. Mesmeric Fiend. Okay, there must be a 5th land in here, or they could still spy this turn. Oh, that hasn't actually solved any problems. Okay. Is 4 lands the number? Is there 1 still in here and you're hoping this is good enough? Let's find out together. Okay, there are 4 lands in the deck. I'm just going to look at everything before I concede. 36 creatures. Voracious Varmint. What is this shit? Okay, it's a Outland Liberator. I'm checking for initiative creatures, which they probably don't have if they have only 4 lands. Yeah, this is Lotus Petal heavy build. 2 Dread Returns. All right, you got me. Is there anything I could be playing that I'm not that would help? I don't think so. Yeah, here we go. Same deck. This is very slow. It does interact well with Mana Dorks. I'll keep it. Just realized my opponent has a 61 card deck. The 61 card Oops All Spells technology transcends formats. They kept their 7. Swamp, straight up. Ooh. I kind of want that in play before it can get duressed. Yeah, let's sink that one out there. It's kind of nice to hide it as long as possible because if they make decisions thinking they can combo but then they can't, that's better for me. But also, we've seen Mesmeric Fiend in their deck. If they have actual duress, I can beat a Mesmeric Fiend pretty trivially, but if they have an actual duress, that's not good. Okay. I'm gonna Lembas and then kill this thing. I don't need another one of these. Galv Blast. Masked Vandal. Okay, do they want to force the issue on Spellbomb? No, they want to attack my lands. That's fine. Land Grant reveals... Oh, they have Varmint as well, so they're not worried about that. They have multiple Varmints, sure. Okay, I've got some work to do. Sagu, Wildling, this is all the lands out of the deck. Unless the land count is somehow changed during sideboarding. We're in the danger zone, that's for sure. They do also need 3 creatures in play to go off. There's no Narcomoebas in this format. Alright, I'll go Rod and pass. They could also just cast Dread Return targeting Generous Ent, which would force the issue on my Spellbomb. Another Masked Vandal. Okay, so that's what was their draw for the turn. Still going after my lands. Alright, fair enough. I accept. Alright, played a Varmint out where I can bolt it. Deal. They're just living their life over there with double Varmint. They don't even care. Oh. Do you care now? Pew, 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 pew. Okay, I could Galv Blast this Masked Vandal and start doing damage, but I don't think that's the best use of this card. I hold out hope, and I suddenly have 2 Nile Spellbombs to their 1 way to answer it, because they attacked my lands all these turns instead of my Spellbombs. Alright, lands continue to burn. I guess I will take one of these things out. Not that I'm excited about it, but if this is the race we're racing, I'll take it. Now I'm interested in drawing lands. Yeah. Attack you back. I expect to see Balustrade Spy target me next turn, just to get a 2-3 into play. Yeah, there's the Spy. Target me. Build a bunch of shit. Mostly don't care. I found my white mana. I can Skyfisher, pick up Lembas, and then I have a solid creature in play. Skyfisher, pick up Lembas, and pass. They could Dread Return targeting Masked Vandal. I would Spellbomb that. Okay. Double block. Opponent wants to try to do combat math as a combo deck. Hopefully I can outperform them. Right, untap the Spy. Dread Return targeting Vandal. Okay, that's 1 Spellbomb answered. That is, what, 4 or 5 artifact destruction spells gone? Lembas. Oh. I don't know that I need or want this, but I will keep it just in case. It would be embarrassing to get comboed out after all this. Mesmeric Fiend, okay. I would suspect this wants the Lembas. That's the best card in my hand, yep. And because of the double block last turn, they don't have attacks this turn. The Shattered Landscape, what's up? Play that, play bonus Spellbomb. This will get a Swamp, and then we're gaming. Still no attacks. Crack for a Swamp. Ooh, the Rod. Is that better than Familiar? I don't think so. Familiar, they do have some stuff in their deck that likes being in the graveyard, but with double Spellbomb in play, I accept. Yeah, just a bonus land grant laying around there. Rod equips for 3. If I move a Rod onto Skyfisher, we're in a damage race. That's kind of sweet. Glint Hawk. That's even sweeter. I think I want to Lembas and advance my own plan rather than Familiar and beat up theirs. Ambusher doesn't matter. Another Familiar. All of Roots. That's mana number 6 that could start casting things like Generous Ent. That card is mildly concerning to me. Refurbish Fam. Discarded Lotleth Giant. Okay. Equip the rod to Skyfisher, who's now a 3/3. And attack for 3. I rule these skies for now until Generous Ink gets cast. Yeah, here it comes. I'm not very good against this card. I'm going to have to burn them out, which also just became a lot harder. Cleansing Wildfire, cool. Okay, Black Mage's Rod. I could Wildfire them, and they're not going to have any lands to come back. I could hit a swamp here. Do I want more mana, or do I want them to have less? I don't think they can cast Future Generous Ents if I hit a swamp here. I can't go after a forest because Quarian Ranger could pick it up. Weird. Weird stuff, but I'll take it. Okay. That's the turn. Now my job is to burn these last 12 points, the 9 plus the food out of them. Varmint. It's pretty solid. Do I start just blocking with hero tokens? No, hero tokens are important. I think Glinthawk is my worst creature in play. It's a really Caretaker. 2 mana still left, cracking the food. Okay. 12. And they can Varmint whenever. Glinthawk doesn't target, it just happens. Okay, I'm gonna Glinthawk and pick up Lembas. And then I'm gonna play my land for turn to leave the most options open off this draw. Drain you for 2. Rustveil Bridge to the bottom. Lightning Bolt. Yeah, I was about to say I'm very interested in burn spells here, and there's one. Generous Ent has reach, so I'm still sat. Or can I, what if happens if I bolt this Balustrade Spy? When it goes to 8, I can attack with these flyers, and they block this one. They go to 4. That's interesting. Versus just bolting them to 5 and holding back. Yeah, I think I'm going to chill, actually. And do I block with Hero Token? Oh, the Varmint can also kill most of my creatures at will. I'm going to block with Glinthawk again. I'm focusing on burning them out here, rather than going wide with the attack and then trying to burn them out over it. Uh-oh. Have they reached 6 mana again? They have. Troll of Khazad-dûm. Okay, end step. If I Nile Spellbomb, the Voracious Varmint could still combo me out here, but I'm also interested in winning the game. I'm going to go for a cantripping Spellbomb here. Lembas is some damage. Alright, I'm going to bolt in the end step. I might need all my mana here. They're at 5. Frostforge Bridge not stoked. You're at 3. Come on, spell. Lightning Bolt. Galvanic Blast. Or Skyfisher. That's not bad. Put that on top. And then Skyfisher. Play that one. Now I have to decide if I want to pick up Refurbished Familiar, just in case the last card in their hand is Balustrade Spy. Or if I want to pick up... Oh, are they dead if I pick up Nile Spellbomb? I have 3 attackers to 2 blockers and 1 removal spell. No, they're not dead. Alright. If I hadn't blocked with Glinthawk, if I just took 5 last turn, I would be winning right now. Lesson for the future. Do I win next turn anyway? As long as I don't lose this turn. Alright, I'm going to pick up Familiar and jam it. This might not have made any sense, because they could pick up a Forest in response and discard that if their last card in hand is Balustrade Spy. Alright. Here's all my cards. Voracious Varmint doing just enough to keep them alive here. And I can still lose to the combo. I'm just taking the 11 here. There's no more sub-game to play. I need my flyers. And untapped. What is this? Oh no. Please don't be another Ent. Sagu Wildling. That's just as bad, and it gains life when it comes into play. Shit! Oh, what a great game this has been. Can I please draw Galvanic Blast and just be done? Glinthawk. Right. We are still playing. So Glinthawk picks up a Lembas. And then we see some more cards. Lembas. Put you to 4. Burn spell. Burn spell. Burn spell. Another Lembas. Okay, so they have Spy, Ent, Sagu, Varmint. They could deal with 4 attackers. I have 1, 2, and I have 4 attackers. Okay. I will put Lembas on top with the hope that it delivers 1 more 1-mana spell. They can also Varmint the Black Mage's Rod at any point, but that removes their ability to deal with a flyer. Black Mage's Rod! Chugga, 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 chugga. That was an awesome game. The Oops deck is so much cooler in Pauper than it is in Legacy. This is actually dope as hell. The fact that I triple Nile Spell Bomb and then I have to worry about Generous Ent into the mid game. Very cool. On to the next round. This video is sponsored by Moxfield.com, the easiest way to build Magic decks online. Moxfield supports over 30 formats, including Legacy and everything else you'll see on this channel. There's multiple customizations so you can interact with your deck how you want. Views such as text, grid, or stacks, and groupings like type, subtype, color, color identity, even artist. The site offers light mode, dark mode, and so much more. However you want to see your deck, Moxfield can provide it for you. Follow my Moxfield to keep up with the channel and what I'm playing in paper. I'll see you there. I'm on the play for round 4, and my hand is great. I'll run it, draw Forge Bridge, and send it off. This just gives me every option for next turn. A mountain. Valdarin Epicure. I'm familiar with this. I've seen it before. But where? Wait, does Vault of Whispers matter more? It's my artifact count. The choice to play a black versus white land here may or may not actually matter. And every decision you make in a game matters, but you know what I mean. Will it meaningfully affect the curve that I plan on curving? I don't think it will. And I would like another red here because I have my other colors all set up. Yo, all right. Having the Compass and the Ambusher ready to go game 1 versus Burn. It's where you want to be. Another Epicure. Double Blood does turn on Sneaky Snacker. I'm going to start with Synth, see where that goes. There's not a lot of cards I can't play here. A Galvanic Blast. All right, well, do I want to kill an Epicure or do I want to start working on their face? Is actually kind of interesting because I have 12 damage here. Goldmire Bridge comes in. All right, I will accept my role as control deck here, even though it's kind of boring. It was tempting. I think if I had anything that could turn on the Ambusher, I would have been more interested in going face. Epicure's in. Grab the prize, discarding Temper. 16 life. 14 life. Another Synth. Let's keep it going. Looking for that Hawk. That's not a Hawk. I'll play Vault of Whispers and Black Mage Rod. With Navigator's Compass, I can cast both of the Galv Blasts in my hand. And if they don't kill this hero token, the Ambusher is coming in strong. 4 mana. Faithless Looting. All right, I'm not getting snacked this turn. 2 mountains discarded. Right, I'm going to hold the hero because getting this lifelink in would be so big. Another Epicure. You hate to see it. Highway Robbery plotted. Okay, so the shields are actually down. I'm going to Galv Blast the blocker and use this turn to get Ambusher through. Another Synth. I guess it's best practice to do this first, where it deals the damage and I know what might happen this turn before I'm committed to anything. All right, well, the land makes it easy. Attack. No blocks. Ambush. Unfortunately, I don't get a creature to recoup here because that's how that works. I think I'm just going to bust a Synth here. I have 3 of them, and there's no card I could play, but having a 2/2 just stem the bleeding from this Epicure sounds good to me. I'm in the transitional phase against burn decks where you're not dead, and now you have to stop the board from getting out of control. Just start having bigger stuff than them. Highway Robbery from plot. They discarded a mountain from hand rather than sacking a mountain from play, which they could replace with that mountain. But I guess if you have more mountains, then it's better to use the one from your hand. Yeah, story checks out. Another Highway Robbery. Chose to discard another mountain. Okay, yeah, so they're made of mountains. It is better to use the ones in the hand than the one in play. If they can't answer this Ambusher right now, and it gets a second 3-point hit in, I'm comfortable calling this game. If they have to like double block it and I gain 3 life and I kill 2 things, that's even better. If they block it, then use Lava Dart on it. I accept that as well. The fam. All right, I'm not going to fam here. Not before combat. Attack. What I don't want to do is, like, turn on a fiery temper for them. Okay, they had lightning bolt, so that thing gained 6 life. I'll take it. Works for me. And I think I actually just want to start by cracking a synth. It hit a refurbished familiar. That's what I was going to play this turn anyway. Fuck your hand. They're thinking really hard. There's a long pause. I love that because I'm about to hit them again after they think really hard on this first one. Lightning bolt's gone. Lightning bolt, the worst card in your hand. Let's get that second worst card in your hand as well. Guess a flame breather. All right. Feeling good, team. 15 life. They have 2 cards in hand, 3 bloods. And this deck could make a lot of happen out of those bloods, but I don't think it's 15 damage. I don't think that's possible. Faithless Looting is the run. And they've had quite enough. Let's see that same sideboard again. There it is. We're experts at this point. Okay, I like my hand. I'm going to keep. I've got good mana. I've got Compass. Mountain. Epicure. I'm going to play Nile Spellbomb on turn 1 off the Shattered Landscape, because Navigator's Compass just lets Landscape actually be a functioning land after that. And stopping a turn 2 cascade of fairies could be worth 6 to 8 life this game, maybe more. Okay, what bridge do I care about the least if one of them is going to die? Probably Goldmire. Navigator's Compass, get in. I could have played Mountain here, and then I'm representing draw a card off Spellbomb, but that's not that important. Epicure, Mountain, Skyfisher, pick up the Compass. If they blow up Compass in response, I'll just pick up Spellbomb. It's not a big deal. Yeah, this shit is so annoying if you're the burn deck. You're looking at the lightning bolts in your hand, and you're just like, yep, that one's countered. Next one's also countered. And now there's a 2-3 in play. Blood token, discarding Mountain. Wow, they don't even have any synergy yet. It's this early. Though maybe Spellbomb is messing up a handful of snackers. Flame Breather. I'm not well set up to deal with something like that right now. Lightning Bolt. Okay. 3 cards left in their hand. I do need one of my engines to kick in here, or else this will be good enough. Okay, I'll take that. It's not an engine, but it does work. And I'm just going to blast Flame Breather before it deals any more damage to me. And I think I will trade with Epicure here. I don't have a handful of spells. All right, I wasn't given the option anyway. That's fine. But them being willing to use a spell on it to keep Epicure pushing, it means that my thought process was correct, that I should block if it's offered to me. Another Rod. And my plan this turn is to crack the landscape. I could have equipped the second Rod, but if my plan is to block, that doesn't matter. And there's a Lava Dart, just face up. Okay, yeah. Deal. If their second lands to deal with 2/1s while I'm still at 20 life, I can live in that world. I think I want a Swamp here. That just gives me 1 of each basic in case all of my lands start dying. Wildfire, cool. Target my least important land in case they destroy it at instant speed or exile it at instant speed. Hell yeah. Hit the best card in my deck. Can we get something going? Oh my god, we can. Glint Hawk. I am going to chase the dragon here with Synth. I could take a comfy 3 life, make sure that I'm not going to miss on anything, but yeah, fully paid here. Nice. That was a good turn, I dare say. And I drew another Synth off of the Wildfire. Old Bird Cestral Recall. You think Bird Cestral Recall is when you cast Squadron Hawk and put 3 more Hawks in your hand, but it's actually when Glint Hawk picks up a Synth that already drew a card this turn. Yep, that's fine. That Glint Hawk was a, 4-for-1, 5-for-1? Pretty good conversion rate on that one. And look, another one. We're in the end game now, Stark. Another one. Refurbish fam. Discarded Fire Blast. My opponents have been doing that a lot this league. Another Synth. Oh no! Tragic. Alright. The laughter is over. I've exiled a card that I cannot use that is phenomenal in the matchup. It's fine. I'll just switch to Lembas here. Put one on the bottom. Great Furnace. And I'm not going to play this last Synth. It's not doing anything for me. Goodbye, Ambusher. I'll just have to stay above 20 life with any of my other permanents in play. Grab the prize, discarding Snacker. Well, I'll let this resolve, and then I'll respond to the Snacker trigger. I even get to draw a card now. All right, all that shit's gone. I think a Lava Dart went with it. Just a little extra. And from the top rope, the synth that was in my hand all along. Vault of Whispers. I'll play that. And then I think I'm just going to equip some rods and start beating down. I could sack my synths, but I could also crack Lembas and attack my opponent for a lot. I just can't imagine losing this game, so I'm not taking any risks or doing anything that might cost me a card in the long run. Like, they have to deal with all this before they even get to think about the cards and 2/2s out of the synth. And I think it'll take their whole hand if they can even deal with these. Therefore, I will hold on to my long-term card advantage, get the second wave in, if I even need it. Right, they've got a suplex to exile my refurbished fam. I accept. They probably wanted to do that on one of my lands on turn 2, not on a creature now that's already drawn a card. A Glint Hawk. Fun. Okay. I'm going to equip first, and then I'm going to Hawk Synth. Wildfire. Cool. they're scooping it. Okay. We are 3-0-6-0 versus Madness Bird. If you're going to have a phenomenal matchup in a format, it might as well be the most played deck in that format. Pretty good position to be in. On to the final trophy round.
The BoshNRoll channel is proudly partnered with the Resleevables. In this YouTube series, hosts Patrick Sullivan and Patrick Chapin go set by set through Magic's past, leveraging their decades of experience as Pro Tour players and game designers to analyze the good, the bad, and the ugly of Magic's history. Each episode is a deep dive into the facts, mechanics, cycles, trivia, decks of the time, and historical context of the set. The hosts dig into notable cards of the era and their lasting impact today. Each set gets an award show where the hosts pick their favorite cards for categories such as Best, Worst, and Weirdest. And finally, give a letter grade for the set's overall success. Whether you want a history lesson or a nostalgia hit, The Resleevables has it at youtube.com/theresleevables.
I'm on the play in the final trophy round. My hand, I've got a full house, but it's not really going anywhere. I'm going to mulligan this. All right, this one is actually just as bad. I'm going to mulligan this one as well. All right, we've got a playable hand. I'll keep end bottom, Shattered Landscape, and Swamp. Yeah, that's fine. Keep the good lands, keep the duels, and we'll figure the rest out later. A mountain. A Voldared Epicure. What's going on around here? I guess I'll simply settle into my plan of a shitload of passive life gain and bigger creatures. Discarded a Snacker. Can they draw another card this turn? Well, they've missed a land drop. All right, we're doing this shit again. I'm actually going to develop the Rod first, because I'm not in a hurry to gain 3 life. Like, that doesn't have to happen immediately. And if I could start pushing back against this hand that is struggling a little bit, if they do something like Lava Dart that's fine. Now, interesting position. Do I want 2 creatures or do I want 3 more life? And I think I want 2 creatures. That decision might come back to bite me, but for now, I'm pretty happy with it. I need a draw engine, need a synth, need a Lembas. That's where I'm trying to go in life. I will block here. Will I? Yeah, they have 7 cards in hand in my 1. Screw beats Flood. Let's take the pressure off, and... Alright. I probably wouldn't have blocked if I knew I had Lembas coming. Cross Force Bridge to the bottom. Black Mage, or cornered by Black Mage. I've been boarding this out every round, but I'm excited to see it now. Epicure. Wow, I even get the Edict to work. Okay, do I want 3 life or do I want Lembas in play? I think I want 3 life. I have other things I can bounce for value. If I draw one of those bouncers. Right, I have to swampify one of my lands. This is a swamp now. Ordered by Black Mages. Swamp, black, colorless. And this one is not a hero. This just makes a 0/1 wizard with the words of Black Mage's Rod on it. And funny enough, this thing just holding Greatsword of Tyr is insane for me. Discarding another Snacker. Oh god, please don't cast Faithless Looting right now. Holy moly. Close call. Ooh, do I want a Lembas? Yeah, I guess I do. And getting the Greatsword online is nice, but they have that Lava Dart. Finding an untap land here would be kind of awkward, because that makes my turn really good, but also Okay. Like, they can't really Lava Dart me is the thing. I haven't tested their hand in a meaningful way for Refurbish Familiar. Alright, I'm gonna make a Swamp here, and I will go for the Refurbish Familiar. They might just discard a Fiery Temper or a Sneaky Snacker here, but... Oh, a Gutter Snipe. I'll take it. That was a real card. Passing the turn. Okay, they had another Lava Dart. I'm glad I didn't go in on that Great Sword plan. Highway Robbery. Alright, here comes these Snackers that have been sitting there the whole time. This is where it could start to turn if I don't get something good going. Lanes. They probably have to Lava Dart here, even though it's going to cost them one of their 2 precious lands. Equip the sword. Attack. Alright. I have a 1-2 now. Lava Dart's a lot worse. And I'm holding on to this Galvblast for something like Gutter Snipe. That's the type of thing I'm worried about here. Attacking for 4. Pretty good. Grab the prize. Discarding a spell. I lose 2 life on that. Lembas. I might regret this, but I am kind of in a life problem. Yeah, okay. Immediately regretted it. All good. All good. If they spend a Lightning Bolt on this Wizard token, then Core Skyfisher gets to stick. I'm okay with that as well. Attack. Tap something. Do I have a 2-3? I do. Wow. All right. I accept. Fisher. And I think I still want the Rod more than the life. We are in a damage race. I do have cool stuff going on. I do have a 6 damage burn spell in my hand. Grab the prize, discarding Flame Breather. Played another Flame Breather. Now their Lava Darts are a lot more tempting. If they attack here, I'm gonna blast the Flame Breather before blocks. Okay, yeah, just no action on that one. Blast your Breather. Now your blocks are bad. And I could move Greatsword onto this hero. That makes them dart before combat. But I'd rather just have one guy continue to get larger, I think. I'm gonna cycle this first, actually. Compass. Alright. I'll deal damage before any of these dies in combat. Gain some life. And attack. You can tap one of these. Trading off with the other one. It's at 5. Grace is on. Gutter Snipe. Okay, 2 Lava Darts in that graveyard. These each deal 4 now. To me. But going after my creatures is a lot worse. Ooh. What happens right now? If I equip Rod, that costs so much mana. I'm just going to play Synth. Ops at 4. I think they're actually just dead. Yeah, I think they're dead. Because I can equip Greatsword over here. Oh no, I need one more spell. No, I don't. Equip Rod. Equip Sword. They would need Fire Blast to survive this turn. Tap the Snacker. 4-4 coming in. That was fun. Yeah, just ignoring the compass entirely and flickering the other stuff, because I'm still at 20 life at the end of the game. Roll that beautiful sideboard footage. I can almost do this with my eyes closed because Magic Online sorts your deck alphabetically and by mana value. Or I guess it's not alphabetical here, but by mana value. Let's go. Can we finish the 4-0-8-0 sweep of the #1 deck in Pauper? I like my hand. Keep it. This hand is pretty soft to turn 2 suplex or cast in the fire kind of thing. As much as I would like to lead on Spellbomb and just cut Snacker off at the pass, I think this hand just really needs this to happen this way. Okay. Cast into the fire is an instant. They could blow me out if I try to do the wildfire thing. I think I'm just going to go with Lembas here, out of safety. Another land. I will take lands at this point. Okay. Now I'm pretty stable that I'm not going to get just screwed out of playing the game. And they didn't end step it, so I just don't think they have it. As level 0 is just blow up my 1 land, pass with 2 permanents to my 0. Level 1 is wait for me to Cleansing Wildfire, and then get a 2-for-1 out of it. And then subsequent levels after that are like, there are no more levels, basically. Okay, this is actually very dangerous. I'm going to Wildfire here. Get a Mountain. Well, there it is for next turn. I'll play the Spellbomb out and hope I don't get sniped too hard right now. Sniped right into the gutter. Faithless Looting. I'm at 18, and there's still combat, so I'm at 16. Sneaky Snacker, Fiery Temper. This is another 5. I'm at 11. Voldaren Epicure, I'm at 10. Fire Blast could put me to 4. If they have Fire Blast, Lightning Bolt, I'm actually dead here. That's so sick. Just untap with Gutter Snipe at 20, you're dead. That's not what happened, but it was possible. Okay, how do I want to spend my mana? Lembas gaining 3 life might be a big deal. I'm going to bolt this Snipe first before I'm committed to doing anything else. Okay, that's handled. I really want Core Skyfisher in play, but I also want all my permanents. How do we navigate this? I might just play Shattered Landscape, or I could cast Skyfisher, pick up Mountain, replay Mountain. All right, I'm going to play Skyfisher. I'm actually going to pick up Plains and then play Rustvale Bridge. No, I need untap mana in case I need to Lembas. Okay. Yeah, this is going to be picking up the Mountain and then replaying it. I have Lembas gain 3 or Spell Bomb. I would probably have to decline drawing the card at this point. Okay, Faithless Looting's fine to resolve. It's the Snacker I'm worried about, not the looting. Okay, discarded a Lava Dart. I'm going to Spell Bomb and see if they dart in response. I will not draw the card. Okay, Snacker and a Lava Dart exiled there. And their hand would have to be Fire Blast, Lightning Bolt to kill me in response to Lembas. I'm just going to gain my 3 life right now and hope that's not what's going on. Okay, it's time for an ambush. Ambusher is fine if it gets bolted here because that still gains me 3 life. Even better if it doesn't. Wow, money. And I'm going to go Cleansing Wildfire, get a Swamp, and then play another Drossforge Bridge. All right, shields are down for a turn, but at 16, I'm feeling okay. Highway Robbery. Chooses Sacrifice. Okay, losing a Mountain for that one. Then played a Mountain from hand. Grab the prize, discarding a Mountain. Okay, they're flooding out. The 4080 is looking good, team. I'm just going to go to combat first. Ambusher. Round 2. A block. Okay, this thing has gained 6 life, and it's about to eat a Lava Dart. Yeah. Cool. Lembas. Synth. Let's go. Time to bury the opponent. Skyfisher. Yeah, I'll cast that. Don't mind if I do. I'll pick up Lembas. And I think I would still just rather have a tap land in play than fetch the, because I can rotate or cycle this thing at this point. We are well over the hump. I'm at 19 life. Will they concede before I get back to 20? Flame Breather. I can kill that. Grab the prize. Wow, Crimson Fleet Commodore was in their deck. Spooky. End step. Blast the Flame Breather. Skyfisher. Pick up Synth before combat. Hit another Synth. Hit a Swamp. And now I can play Lembas. Yeah, I'll put a Blast in my hand. And attack for 2. And I'm just playing chill now. They've got 2 cards in hand. I have a million. I'm at functionally 19 life. I can draw cards in a variety of ways. Another Flame Breather. And Gutter Snipe. Okay. There's 1 Lava Dart. I'm going to take this opportunity to cycle my land. A Fire Blast plus Lava Dart there doesn't kill me, and that's the only thing they're capable of. And by capable of, I mean like their deck, assuming they could do whatever they want and cheat. That's the only thing they have available. Black Mage Rod. Synth. I'm just seeing if I flip a different answer to Gutter Snipe before I use the Scalp Blast, or if I can come up with lethal this turn. Another Rod. Sick. Okay, so I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 damage face up. Okay. I'll pump the brakes a little bit. Kill the Snoop. Attack for 4. And I'm gonna fish up Lembas here. No, I don't like that. I have so many synths. I can use the Lembas to just make super sure I don't take 16 damage somehow this turn. Flame Breather. It's like half of a Gutter Snipe. Fire Temper. All right, pretty good. Final Flurry here. I take 5. You draw a card. Lava Dart could do another 3, but the Lembas is up. Just going to double block this. I know they have Dart, but if it's targeting heroes, then it's not targeting me, and I just don't think I can lose this game if I don't make any mistakes. Like, I could play 3 more turns of this game. My opponent can't. I don't need to win next turn. I need to not lose ever. That's fine. All right, with that Dart out, I'm going to cycle the Lembas now. Or eat the Lembas now. They can only deal 6 to me with the best card in their deck. Or the most powerful card in their deck at this current moment. It's not really the best card in the deck. Skyfisher, pick up a synth. Great Furnace. Sure. 1, 2, 3. Equip. I have lethal here. I can deal exactly 7. Or no, it's more because I get 2 pings. I can deal 8. If they have a lightning bolt, they could stay alive. All right. All right. I see you. Black cards versus white cards. It's basically Glint Hawk versus... All right, yeah, it's Glint Hawk versus Familiar of 1-drops I could flip. I guessed right. I'd like to draw a card, please. And attack. I don't need to attack here. I can win next turn without attacking here. That was actually probably a bad attack, and contrary to everything I've been saying for the last 3 turns about just being alive long enough. But I also think I'm okay here. They would need, like, highway robbery, sacking, and mountain that's in play hit to a fire blast, but they would be already down a mountain. Okay, cool. And we just trophy. Honestly, one of the easiest trophies I've ever collected in my life, because we happened to play against exactly that deck 4 times and slaughtered it all 4 times 2-0. Not really the best league for content, but in terms of are you frustrated by this top deck in the metagame? Guess what? Here's an option. I wish I could offer feedback on this deck, but I only played against 2 different decks across 5 matches, and we seem very good versus one of them, and fine versus the other. It was close, that 4-land spy matchup. It was very tight, but we were able to navigate it with good play and good combat math. I'm a little suspicious of Greatsword of Tier, but the 2 times I drew it through this league, it was pretty solid. Cornered by Black Mages. I was not impressed by this card, but we also didn't play against Solarian Terror at all, so, hard to judge these. These are very clearly the flex slots, and talking to Pile of Shards, I know Greatsword of Tier was a final change before the deck was submitted for me to play it. I also just remembered while I'm talking about Pile of Shards telling me that Greatsword of Tier is one of the last editions. They also told me, or asked me to shout out trans rights in this video, which I forgot to do at the top, but, it's always true on this channel. Trans rights. Back to the actual deck itself, again, we're really good at beating Rakdos Burn. Or Rakdos, what is that called? Madness Burn. We're very good against that deck. I wish I had more to say, but you saw the league. I'm going to leave this one here. Pile of Shirts, pretty cool deck. I always love Core Skyfisher and Glint Hawk in basically any shell. Leaning forward, getting the Black Mage's Rods, knowing when to push forward versus when to sit back. The 2-1 body actually super relevant as its own game pace in addition to the Black Mage thing that it's doing. Very cool way to approach this. Everyone, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Check out the Patreon to support the channel. I'll see you next time.